Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of SoCo Ham Radio, where we discuss everything ham radio on a budget, a little bit of how-tos and reviews. Today I've got something pretty sweet for you. I'm going to show you how to turn this radio, the Anytone D878, into a Tri Band radio. So stick around, we're going to actually get on the computer and I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay everybody, welcome back. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to download AT Options, and I'll have a description of that in the comments. So AT Options, once you get it downloaded, if we can open up our AT Options here. Once you get that downloaded, you open it up, it's going to look something like this. I recommend extracting it to a directory that you're going to know where it's at. I created a directory, ham radio, and that's where I keep everything ham radio related. So it's going to have all of my CPS, my code plugs, other ham radio software, all that good stuff. So extract it to a decent directory, a directory that you're going to know where it's at. Okay, so the first thing that's real important, the first step after we download the AT Options, is we're going to go into our CPS, make sure that our 878 is plugged into the computer and powered on. And the first thing you're going to want to do is read from the radio, just in case you've changed anything in the past and haven't saved it. And then you're going to want to go to Tool and Export. Once you get to Export, this window will pop up, and you're going to want to go to Export All. And we'll go back to where I exported my all of my data. It's a .lst file. So we're going to go here. We're going to go to Backups, and I exported it as the 878.lst. You're going to hit save. You can choose whatever file name you want. I just did 878. You'll hit save and it'll export fairly quickly. And everything that it's going to export is right here. All of this stuff. So everything from your APRS, roaming zones, roaming channels, talk groups, digital contacts lists, zones, scan list, radio ID lists, and channels. And then if you have any of this other stuff here, hotkey, state, hotkeys, all that good stuff, it's going to export all of that. And the reason why I'm telling you to do this is because you cannot upload, once you change the mode on your radio, you're not going to be able to upload your old code plug. So it's very important that you do this. Once that's done, you can go into AT Options. And I don't know why that's not popping up. Alright, so AT Options. And usually what I do before I do anything is I read from the radio. So you'll hit read, and mine will say unable to open COM port because I don't have my radio plugged in right now. And it'll do the same thing that your CPS does. It'll read it. It's fairly quickly, and it'll tell you what mode your radio currently is in. I recommend taking note of that mode, just in case you need to revert back. Once you do that, the mode you're going to be looking for is mode 14. And let me go down here. When you download and extract AT Options, it'll come with this notepad filled with a bunch of useful information. Not only can you use this program on the 878, but you can use it on the D578, the DJ MD5, which I think is the Alinco, the 868, and the D6X2UV. I don't know which one that is, but now that I saw that, I'm going to look that up. Maybe one of you watching this knows which one that is. I was thinking maybe Btech at first, but I could be wrong. So it comes up with all this information. I recommend reading it. Btech, yep. So there we are, the Btech. And this is very important too. If you have a power up password, make sure you remove that in your CPS before using AT options. So this, you can use this on multiple radios. What we're talking about right now is the 878, but this will work for other radios. And I have used this on my 578 as well, and it works. So what we're looking for here is mode 14, and I believe that's the maintenance mode. So we're going to select that mode, and we're going to write that to the radio. Now once you write that to the radio, it's going to be like you just got your radio from the factory. It's going to be bone dry code plug. So what you'll do is you'll go back into your CPS and you'll read. And the reason why you want to read is because it'll set your mode. So up here, if you go to model and model information, it'll set your mode when you read. And that's very important that you do that. Otherwise, you're going to get a band error. A band error that comes up when you try and write this code plug. So I'm going to cancel out of that. So make sure you definitely read from the radio. And once you do that, you're going to want to go back up to Tool, and you're going to want to go to Import. And we're going to do the kind of the same process that we did when we exported, except we're going to go to sorry, did I select Export or Import? Let me cancel that real quick. Let's go here again. We're going to go to Import. Sorry for the confusion. And we're going to go import from file list. So this is kind of the same as when you export. And that file that you had saved, you're going to want to find that file. Mine would be here. And you would select that file, open, and what it's going to do is it's going to populate everything that it saved. So all of this data. It's kind of important to do it this way unless you want to create a code plug from scratch. So let me close out of this, and let's see here. What I recommend doing after you do this is you save it, and you want to save it, something to the effect of, mode 14. That way you know which one it is. So that way if you do want to go back to, just the dual band mode or whatnot, you can, and you know which code plug you need to use. When I was transmitting on the 220 band, the power indicator, the transmit power indicator up at the top of the screen on the radio, dropped down to medium when I was hitting the PTT button. So when I was pressing the PTT button, it said medium. So you will not be able to transmit at full power on this radio. So it's going to be kind of like the 578. You won't be able to transmit at full power, but at least you have that 220 band. So that's really all you have to do to open your D878 up to Tri Band. As a licensed amateur, I do advise you to stay in the bands that you are legally licensed for. So this does open up bands that are kind of outside of what we're going for here. So make sure that you stay inside the bands that you're licensed for. As a ham, we are responsible and obligated to do that. So there you have it. If you follow those steps, you will have a working Tri Band handy. So if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Go visit Bridgecom Systems. They're great people. If you're looking for a radio, great radio with amazing features, the Anytone is the way to go. I highly recommend Anytone. I will have a link to their website in the description. Go check them out. They've got lots of cool stuff there. Their staff is amazing, and they're very helpful. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching my video. Alright, now we're back with the radio. If you followed everything to how I did it, you should be able to transmit and receive on the 220 band. I did notice when I'm keying up, it does show medium power. So it's not a whole lot of power, but you do have the 220 band, and you can use the 220 band now. So I hope this helped you all, and I'm gonna go ahead and say 73s, and thanks for watching.